actually done a stream in a while. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna see how this goes. While this is, anybody, people are joining in, whatever, I'm just kind of posting around, getting some chats going on, posting up some, links into places. And I've also got people texting me, one of my old friends is messaging me, so just trying to keep things up. So, basically, what I'm doing here today is I'm going to be doing some Lead the Stampede Elves. First off, I guess I should probably just kind of talk about just my normal Elves build, and what I think, where I think Lead is going to end up. I've been talking about it with some people, and I've also been testing it a little bit myself. Not too much. I haven't actually done some real serious testing, but I have come up with like a few ideas. And what I've done is just kind of readjusted my core list as it is right now. For the most part, it's mostly the same. It just depends on the version we're talking about. You've got there's one build that I have currently, which is a little more, little closer to what like my current build is for Pauper, and it would probably actually change some more. But the reason it's mostly the same is because I'm still running Distant Melody. Since I'm still running Distant Melody, it's not as, a lot of the changes that I make for a more straightforward Lead the Stampede deck, don't quite translate the same way. So, one thing I'm trying here is I'm going to be testing, this version is testing a split between Distant Melody and Lead the Stampede. Now what I am trying with this deck though is a little different. I'm also trying Lead the Stampedes in the sideboard too when I do this. Because what I think is going to happen with this deck is I think Lead the Stampede is almost better out of the board as a means of recovering from like a board wipe situation. Like if you can't get your Spider Silk armors down quick enough, oh well. It's against those kind of decks. Decks that are going to run instant speed board wipes against you. Decks that are really strong on their counter magic. Or decks that you might expect Pyroblast from. Which also usually tend to be the decks that have the instant speed board wiping. For example, Electrickery. You would want to bring out the Distant Melodies. Or, go down to a much lower amount. And at that point, you try and be a little more focused on your Lead the Stampede game plan. Now, obviously, you still struggle with the aspect of, well, Lead the Stampede can't hit my Spider Silk armors or any of my other sideboard stuff because I don't have a single creature in my sideboard. You might be noticing some interesting tech that I've been looking to try out, and that is Electrickery in my own board. I think it's a really cool card for the deck that's just underused, because to play it, you need the Birchlaw Rangers. But it's a really cool idea, and I feel like if you're starting to try and get there, it can just be a way to stop whatever your opponent's trying to do. The only other thing with that is you might want to try some more abundant growths in there. I haven't really been caring for those too much, but they might be a good option to kind of consider, again, if you're looking at electricity. The other option that I'm looking at is something like this. And if you actually look at this list, it's a lot different from my other one. You still have a lot of the core elves, but you also have them in like different numbers. Nettle Sentinel in my other builds, my main Pauper one, I run 2. This other Stampeding Elves one, I run 3. I think it was just when I looked at it and readjusted things for that Lead the Stampede, putting that extra one in does kind of help it a little bit. But when you're going for this build, you're going for more aggro, so you're running 4 instead. You're also running 4 Elvish Vanguards, where a lot of my other lists typically only ran 3. If you're trying to play Crusher, see, I thought about that, but I feel like you're just trying to, you're going for enough mana to begin with. You might want to play 4, yeah. But then what else do you cut? That was kind of my thing. I think I ended up cutting, actually, a Nettle Sentinel, or I'm sorry, I cut a Priest for a Nettle Sentinel, and that may be the wrong thing, that may not be. The other thing I don't normally run Visionaries in any of my lists. However, I think they're a little bit better in a more aggro-based list here. Or a list like that's mono green. You're not really digging so deep with the, because you're not using distant melodies, so Visionary does become a little bit better. What I think definitely suffers a little bit is Huntmaster. You know, one of the things that really does well in the distant melody version is it spits out a lot of elves, and lets you keep comboing off. Yeah, I could see cutting a Visionary. 4 does seem like it helps, but yeah, trying for another Priest might be good. But again, this is why we're brewing. We're trying different things. But yeah, Huntmaster, I already cut a Huntmaster out of this, just because you're not comboing so deep with it, so it's not as good. It helps a lot still to have Huntmasters, but it's not like the MVP like it is with the other stuff. Now, one thing, obviously, as mentioned here, you got Huntmaster, or you got Crusher, and I like that for a couple different reasons. Not only is it one is just a heavy hitter at the end when you've got, you know, your aggro and everything, but it's also a way to deal with other things. Oh hey, Tron just cast Moment's Peace. Well, they still lost a couple things, so it's useful like that. I might consider wanting another Flaring Pain if like Tron and everything are a huge hassle like that, because obviously this is more aggro. If you're expecting a lot of fogs, then it's not as good. But I haven't really been seeing too much Tron myself lately. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think Flaring Pain is as good for like as a 2 of right now, just because I think aggro is a little lighter. Scattershot Archer is back in my list here. I still don't like it as much as some of the other stuff. However, I think because Lead the Stampede is so much more creature-oriented, you want it more. Gleeful Sabotage, still the same thing. Moment's Peace, same thing. Might want to go down to 1 Moment's Peace. I really find that in other lists, I haven't really been enjoying as many Moment's Peace. Like, I don't really find myself using them nearly as much. It's pretty much insurance against Is It Blitz, almost. And that's pretty much it. Inside Out, too. But Inside Out is a little more easier to beat you with it because of they have circular logic and everything like that. Pulse Marasa, I think, is a little bit better in these builds as like a way to deal with like burn and everything, especially because you're looking to get more creatures. Spider Silk, same thing as usual. Same with Relic and Longbow. So these are just like some initial builds. Some other things that I've considered looking at, particularly for this mono green build, is I was looking at, like, for example, and I spelled that wrong. I can't words tonight, apparently. Wirewood Herald. I think this is really, really good in this list as a way to deal with like board wipes and everything. I mean, this list seems a little more resilient to the board wipes, and that's what I like, because obviously you're not looking. If you get wiped, then cool, you just lead the Stampede, get your dudes back. If you go Herald, you get your dudes back. Obviously Pulse, same thing, get dudes back, while you still have the ways to deal with board wipes like Spider Silk Armor. Another thing too with that is you also don't have, look at the wrong spot again. You're looking at the Distant Melody, and if you're having Distant Melody, then it's not nearly as strong if your opponent goes, boop, your board is gone. So it seems a little bit more resilient to that. What I don't like though is it seems, and I keep doing that, I keep hitting that button. It seems a little too streamlined to this, so like I've been solitaring it a little bit. And what I find is you don't really ever get too deep. You have a small board, and if they deal with it, yeah, but Huntmasters are still good. Like, I don't know that I want to cut them all. Going down to 2, I could see that. Especially because Priest is still really, obviously you want 4 priests, 3 or 4 priests if you're running Crushers, but if you're cutting out a lot of the rest of your top end, do you really want that? I've actually been talking about that in this, and that's what I'm saying is I think there's 2 different versions that will come out of this. I think there's a mono green one, and I think there's one that plays both. Mono green is a little more aggro oriented. It's not totally there, and I'm still trying to find that right balance. I feel like there's got to be some kind of spice somewhere that would really kind of push it over the edge, but I can't. I have yet to find it, and I don't know if I want to be sitting here going over like the entire Magic Online green pool for Pauper. See, I agree with Wirewood Pride, and I've thought about it for the list. But here's the problem I have with Wirewood Pride. In a lot of builds, a lot of people use it as a way to combo off with Distant Melody, and you go combo, you know, Distant Melody, play stuff, Distant Melody, play stuff, and then you can attack. And even if you don't have a live Timberwatch Elf, you go Wirewood Pride and unlock Dude, and you win the game. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. So I think I just feel like this is actually one of the better ways to go. The other thing about Wirewood Pride 2 is you don't hit it with Lead the Stampede. Now, like I said, I've been playing it. I've done a little solitaring. I've only ever like played game 1, so I've never really had a real chance to dig through with it a little bit. But what I have found is, for the most part, yes, I'm streaming. For the most part, I've found that Lead the Stampede usually will hit 3 dudes, and I know that this has been talked about with different people, different groups, like Pauper groups and everything. Your average to hit with Lead the Stampede is 3. Most of the time, I hit 3. I have hit like once or twice where I hit the nut, hit all 4, but that's usually kind of what I find. So I feel like I've talked about these a lot. I want to do a little solitaring. Oh wow, am I gonna just keep like repeating myself here? I think I'm just gonna be repeating myself all night here. So I think Distant Melody and Lead the Stampede, I think there's going to be two different builds. Lead the Stampede by itself, and a version that plays both. I think someone's still going to do it where they just play the classic 4 Distant Melodies. I think that's going to be deck 2. But I think the version that plays both is going to play a split, rather than you're playing 4 Distant Melodies and you're playing some number of Lead the Stampede. I think it's going to be, you're going to cut a Distant Melody or two and play a couple Lead the Stampedes in the main deck. And then you're going to play some Lead the Stampedes in the sideboard and or Distant Melodies in the sideboard to adjust your game plan accordingly. I think the Lead the Stampedes are better in the sideboard because Distant Melody is going to win you games. And usually, if they're better suited against you with that, they're better suited post-board. Because that's when they bring in any extra counter magic to deal with Distant Melody. That's when they bring in their board wipes to wipe your board out so you can't draw any cards with Distant Melody. And in those kind of cases, you want Lead the Stampede. So, I'm just going to do a little solitaring of both of these lists real quick. Just kind of show how they play. Then I'm going to set up some just casual games in the, I don't know, I don't really use the casual rooms that much. I'm generally just playing leagues. So, I don't know, just for fun, tournament practice, probably tournament practice. I think tournament practice is usually the better one here, because this is more of like a serious brew kind of thing. And I'll put it up as a freeform. I'll put it up, you know, hey, I'm testing Pauper with Iconic Masters cards, so let's play. So, still got a couple of leagues I gotta finish. But do open play, we'll do tournament practice. I'm gonna do the no melody version right now. I want to kind of show off where that goes. One other thing too, I was just thinking about with the Distant Melody build, going Lead the Stampede after you've gone and done a couple Distant Melodies, I think that's probably going to be a good way to hit those last couple cards instead of trying to have to think, you know, look at, okay, how many Druids do I have? How many, whatever. Like how many, I can't even think, shamans that you have. Things like that. So, no, it's not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to, like, get up my stream, message people, do other things. But yeah, and that'd be awesome. I definitely, you know, obviously the whole point of this is to test. So, but I'm just gonna solitaire, just kind of show how these decks play. So you got solitaire. Oh. So let's try and get one of these going. And I apologize if I'm kind of not 100% here. I'm trying to discuss some things with some friends too. Wow, can't hit any lands. So this kind of sucks, but is what it is. Shit. I'm getting so used to like all the different key setups with all the different computers. The other problem with this too, you're using Solitaire for testing. It likes to make it so you're always on the draw. And see, that play may not have been the best, but it is what it is. Can't get a Crusher off the ground right here, but we can go Huntmaster. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I feel like this just doesn't have nearly as much oomph as, like, say, Stompy. You know, Lead the Stampede might actually have a home in Stompy, might have a home in Slivers, but I just feel like you're basically spitting out a bunch of 1-1s, a bunch of 2-2s, and you're not really doing anything with them, apart from attacking. You're not going in quite as deep, and that's kind of what I feel like I don't like. This hand is better, but it's not great. Again, it suffers, you know, you have 2 Crushers in hand, you have Huntmaster, but you can't actually cast it. Realistically, you probably will be able to cast it once you go, you know, Visionary. By the time you actually cast a Visionary, you'll probably have digged a little bit. You're 2 or 3 cards in at that point, so we'll test it. Okay, well, you got the other 4s, so. And there's another Fineheart Elf, so. And a Well-Wisher. Well, that's what I'm saying. It feels more like, let's see, here's Lead the Stampede. And it's like, here the question is it better to lead, or is it better to drop my Well-Wishers and get a bunch of stuff on the board? I guess it would depend on the matchup. If it was more aggro, more burn, whatever, then I'd probably go Well-Wishers. As it is, though, like for this test, I'm going to go Lead the Stampede. Look at that, we just hit 4. 4 dudes. I guess, yeah, but the idea was more to hit, honestly, the idea kind of there was to hit more mana dorks. Either cast Olmoc's Crusher or to cast the other things. And, just statistically speaking, I probably would have hit some. You would hit Llanowar Elves, you would hit, or any other equivalent, you would have hit Priest, maybe Birchlore Rangers, and it would be good. Alright. So let's go Vanguard. Honestly, it's probably not as good to go Timberwatch Elves here. I'd rather just go these guys. Still can't cast Crusher. Now, I have been able to definitely cast Crushers, like, no problem. But, like, as you're watching me play here, you probably notice kind of what I've been noticing. It doesn't really feel like it does quite enough. It just spits out dudes and attacks. Spits out dudes, attacks. Spits out dude, attacks. And I also always kind of felt a little more dynamic in that than that, so I don't know how much I care for this. As for what Maverick means, Maverick is a legacy deck. And, it's probably my favorite deck. I don't know if it's more of a favorite than, I don't know if it's more of a favorite than Elves is nowadays, but it's definitely really good. Alright, so I've already gotten a couple of those ones in. I'm gonna just respond to this message real quick, and then I will, we'll do some Melody Elves. Yeah, that's fair. Alright. Talking a little too much here, not getting... my throat's feeling it. Probably should be drinking water other than soda, and not soda, but whatever, fuck it, I don't care. Alright, so... now we got Lead the Stampede. Other relevant downshifts? Yeah, there was a few. I'm like trying to catch my breath. Seeker of the Way was a pretty big one. Emerge Unscathed, and it was one. Some other ones, I think. Virulent Swipe got a little bit of talk too, but I don't think it's as relevant as the others. Okay, so lead in with Essence Warden. Now, if you look at my aggro build, you might notice that I'm not running Essence Warden in it. Why? Because I think Essence Warden is so good in the Distant Melody versions because you're, spitting out a lot of dudes. And the aggro one, you're not quite spitting out as many dudes. If you're going for that kind of game plan, you're trying to knock them down, crush them pretty hard. So you're not looking to get in, gain a whole ton of life, because you're not going to be able to gain a ton of life to really survive through that. And I don't think it's nearly as good. So I ended up cutting it out of the list. Oh. Getting a little trigger happy there, but I think in most cases, if this was an actual game, this game would just be over. Because you would just, this is what, turn 4? You go Timberwatch Elf, Ranger, but again, let's be realistic here. In a lot of matchups, Tyrion Ranger would be dead, Priest would be dead, or Timberwatch would be dead. So, it's not quite as realistic, but, these games are just to kind of give a little bit of an overview as to how these things are supposed to play. And unfortunately, I didn't hit any melodies, I didn't hit any, I think I actually survived, wow. Yeah, no melodies or anything, so this really just kind of played out like a normal Elves game. See, at first glance, this hand looks okay. It's not, though. It's too much of a gamble. You're hoping that you either draw a single, you hope that you draw another Mandork, or you hope that you draw another Forest. I'm not hoping. We're going to maul it. This is better, but still not great. Drawing the island and, you know, needing the melody, it's okay. I wouldn't call it great, but it's okay. Drawing 4 of your 13 lands, not nearly as good. Drawing Well-Wishers and Priests, though, that's solid. Got a little longbow action, too. It's not quite so good here, but, I mean, it helps. Now, obviously, maybe would go in with all of those. Probably wouldn't even hold back the Priest, but it's hard to say. And that would just be the game here, I think, in most circumstances. So, alright. That really didn't show off the deck at all. Those games really just kind of felt like standard Elves games, but if you look at the list, like I said, that list is almost the same thing, just with pretty much a Distant Melody taken out, and I think someone else taken out. I think I took out one longbow and brought in the leads, but otherwise it's pretty much the same thing. I think where that list has its more time to shine is like post-board, where you see the difference between the leads and the melodies. But I do think keeping a little more true to the original, like the classic Elves list, I think that's where it's really going to shine more. So I'm going to be jumping in here. Freeform. Let's go comments. Testing power with Lead the Stamp, or we're testing with Iconic Masters cards. So now we wait. Hey, Polt. No screen looking. This hand seems okay. Because we ideally go, you know, Forest and Landwar Elves into Priest. Into all the things. Yeah, that seems okay. And drawing the extra forest actually kind of helps here, because now we can go Priest of Titania, Rangers, Sentinel. F6 all day, every day. Oh man, we got Seeker of the Way testing. Okay, so I totally misplayed that, because I totally should have just tapped Bushlow Rangers. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter here. It's best just to pass it. Ooh. That seems okay. I would just let that go through, I think, here. Well, Wisher seems solid. I think I attack everything but these guys. I can definitely take that hit. Vanguard. Get some lives. Nope. Wrong card to tap. Get him down to 1. Damn, look at all these battle screeches. Oh, there's a thing. 1, 2, 3. From what I can tell, the Ranger is kind of the game ender here. I mean, I don't know what they're playing entirely. I kind of just super messed that up, but Yeah. So this is kind of interesting. I'm gonna bring in Flaring Pain. I've never tested with the Pult. I don't know entirely what they're playing. So I'm going to assume there's going to be some amount of yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what I'm thinking here. I'm guessing there's probably going to be some Prismatic Strands, so Flaring Pain does seem like a logical choice. Like, I want to do Electricity, but I don't know if that's greedy. As of right now, I feel like I can cut Spider Silk Armor, but there might be Holy Light showing up. Longbow is definitely the champ here, if I can hit it. I think it works a little better than Electricity. Because again, if I was a little more familiar with this list, like let's say, yeah, exactly, Battle Screech is the only thing we've really seen. Now, if this is more like true White Weenie, I do think we'll see some more things that Electricity can hit. But I think right now this is kind of just pretty good. Lead is good. Melody is good. So, I mean, they're both good. Spider Silk Armor, it is good. It does block birds, but at the same time, I'm digging. I'm going for Well-Wishers. I'm going for Essence Warden. Like, the life gain and everything, that's not an issue. So, I'm not so worried about that. Okay, this is good. Go Llanowar Elves. Okay, so in the future here, Electricity is probably a good call. So I'm thinking spit out Mana Dorks first. Like, Well-Wisher is a really good idea, but I don't think it's going to be as good as spitting out Dorks. Now, I think we just got a little better, and I can play the Well-Wisher because I drew that other forest. Super misplayed that. Should have played the Birchlore Rangers first, but oh well. Cartouche is some spice there. Huh. That seems gross. Okay. Well, we got a little better here. We can drop Longbow. It's not as good here, though, but it's still okay. So let's see what they're going to do. Team no blocks. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let's take down Seeker. Wait. Oh, I can already double equip. How about that? In they come. Raise the alarm seems a little silly. I feel like my board state is a little stacked here. Because now with Priest I can just equip. Do. Just machine gun those dudes away. There we go. Now if we get some distant melody action live, oh, then we're really in business. Okay. I'm like 90% sure I can equip and hit the Seeker, but I think Seeker can just come back. Yes, Mono White does have decent sweepers in the form of Holy Light. I mean, yeah, that's for just this matchup, though. Like, I don't see that being as big of a thing when it's a one matchup deal. But, however, that said, the fogs and damage prevention and everything, that is why I was looking at Crusher, because even if they're still, you know, fogging, then they're still losing stuff. They're losing permanents, whatever. So, no attacks. Leave that be. Order of Lead Burr. Oh, that's pretty cool. So there's our protection. Holt, if you pop in here, you gotta get me a list. Welcome back. That was definitely interesting. Like, I've seen the talk about Seeker, but I hadn't actually seen it like in action yet. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you did or if you didn't. So that's awesome. Let's try that again. Some other... Let's see. I was like working on my wish list, trying to see if I could get stuff. Some of these are just cards that I need. Like, I don't have them yet. I don't actually own any prismatic strands. And I definitely need it for some stuff. I would like one more shaman. But these were some of the other cards that I was eyeballing for different ideas for testing. You've got Elvish Herder, kind of helps if you want to give your dudes trample, get over your opponent's stuff. Some of these are just to round out playsets, getting my 4th Elvish Mystic, 4th Essence Warden, finish all 4 Finehorn Elves, all that. Taunting Elf as a way to deal with like finishers or whatever. It's a way to get you through while still being relevant as an elf. Stonewood Invoker is pretty good. The only thing is, I think if I were to play that instead, I'd rather play Wildheart Invoker. Not only is it a little bigger, but gives the creatures trample as well. The only problem is it's a little, more costly. Branch Bender is a good finisher. Lets you dump in a bunch of dudes. Yeah, see, I've heard talk about Branch Bender. So I think that's something I'm going to try. And I'll pick these. I'll probably pick up most of this stuff pretty soon. The Sentinels I've heard are pretty good. Talk as being pretty decent for something that you can just play as a mana sink, get more dudes on your board. I kind of like them, but I kind of don't. I don't like the idea of, as much as a 2/3 body can be relevant in Pauper. Paying 5 mana for a dude and that gets another dude, it doesn't seem as good to me. Oh, match started. Got someone. Exalted one. I think I know this person. I think I've seen them playing. This hand is risky. I like it. but I think you can get there because you got Essence Warden and all that. So you got Essence Warden going into Birchlore Rangers. It is a little risky though, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what we can do with that. I'm one of those players. I play a little loose, but I'm in it to have fun, as opposed to just outright trying for the win. So we do have Distant Melody, which is good. Tranquil Cove. Not sure what to expect. Okay, Kieran Ranger is a huge boon to this right now. So let's go Vanguard into Well-Wisher. And that's not enough mana. I always do that. Go for the Well-Wisher pretty much here. That's all I can do. And I have something relevant to untap with Ranger. Okay. Ugh. These high CMCs are killing me. More Journey. It's probably gonna hit Vanguard, but it might hit a Well-Wisher. Honestly, like that felt like the obvious way to go, but I'm really kind of surprised they didn't try and hit like Ranger when they can tell that I'm a little bit stuck on my lands. Alright, let's just go for it here. Trinket Mage. Caw, caw. Ooh, and we got Lead the Stampede. I'm not gonna lie, I really want to lead right now. I'm gonna go Lead the Stampede, because even though I have the Timberwatch Elf, I don't think it's gonna do enough by itself right now. I feel like I want to be drawing more mana dorks. Look at that! Look at that magic right there. Fucking beautiful. Oh, but I have to ditch 2 cards. This sucks. I think ditch a Melody and Sylvan Ranger. That's what I think. I think ditch a Melody. Yeah, we'll ditch the Ranger. Actually, no, let's not do that. Okay, more Squadron Hawks, that's fine. I accidentally F6 through everything, and it's like, well, I still want a Well-Wisher again. Seraph of Dawn. Okay. Deal. Alright, let's try and get some manners going on here. Okay, so the real question I have here is, can I go Huntmaster right now? I'm like pretty sure I can. Yes, yes I can. Okay. And I can even go Timberwatch Elf this turn. It's kind of fun. Be really kind of amazed right now if I can't win this. got me. Scooped it up. Would have cast Distant Melody. Nope. Okay. So what we saw. Squadron Hawks, we saw. I don't know that Electricity is good enough. Longbow's still as good as ever. Lead the Stampede was super good there. Definitely want a Spider Silk Armor. I feel like I can reliably cut Essence Warden. Like, I don't think it's as much of a huge deal in this matchup. That's kind of really about it. I mean, they have some artifacts, but I don't think Lethal Sabotage is good enough. You maybe want Flaring Pain, because you could probably anticipate there to be some fog type effects, but it's not a guarantee. Even if there are, there's still ways around those. Like, for example, using Longbow. It doesn't obviously do anything really that turn, but it helps enough. Like, I think it's okay. It's not Boggles where I'd have to worry about, hey, do they have like Circle Protection. This hand is great. Go. Throw a Mystic, turn to Priest and Lower Elves. Turn 4 Huntmaster. Yeah, seems solid. No counter magic, please. What do we got? Sacking the Clue. Oh, thank you. Alright. Oh, the gut shot sucks, but it's nothing I can't beat. I mean, I still cast Huntmaster and still just drop a lot of dudes. Or I can go Lead the Stampede. Let's just go with the Huntmasters for now. It's like taking 1, taking 2. I can handle that. Like this next turn, I'm gonna take 3 unless they play, like Bone Splitter or some shit. I think I can handle that. Yeah. Because now we're gonna go Huntmaster again. Next turn I can go Birchlore Rangers and just, again, start churning out a lot of dudes. Play Sylvan Ranger, play Lead the Stampede, play more stuff. And they want to purge? Go for it. fine by me. I don't really need that though right now. I'm going to lead the Stampede. Let's take all of that. So, lead with Elvish Vanguard and then just play everything. So how many times have I cast lead on stream here so far? I think I've cast it like, what, 4 times? And I think twice so far out of, like, 2 of those times, I've gotten all 5 cards off of Lead the Stampede. Like, holy shit. This is a little bit of a gamble, but let's spit out them dudes. I think the real question here is if they have the holy light or not. They don't have the holy light, so that means good things for me right now. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So Distant Melody for is going to go off for 11. Or 12. Which means, statistically, I should hopefully hit another Distant Melody. We got there. We also got the Lead the Stampede. So how about double Nettle Sentinel here? I heard that's alright. Alright, I am just going to cast the Lead the Stampede. No. No, that's greedy. Because again, you really just want to save that lead for when you actually finish off going Distant Melody. No. Should be going. The other advantage to Lead the Stampede 2 that I just kind of realized it never really hit me until just now. It also does untap Metal Sentinels. I don't have any emotes right now. Should probably get some, huh? Okay, there's Huntmaster, there's all the things. Okay, so, yeah. They just gave it up. Alright, so, so as far as trying with everything else, I do think the branch benders are going to be good to try out. I think Ivy Lane Denizen is another option too. I've seen that pop up in some Elves lists. It's not always as good, I don't think, but it is decent. The other problem I have with it is you're already trying to struggle with all of your triggers, and you're just, it's a little rough. But let's kind of take a look. Ivy is actually really good. I think Ivy Lane is good. I just think it's there's a couple problems I have with it. First off, usually in the mono green list, you're just kind of churning out dudes already, and it's a little towards the top of your curve. I just don't think it does enough. Kind of like I don't think Huntmaster does nearly enough either. Branch Bender does seem like the good one here as far as testing goes. So I think we're going to test Branch Bender as 4 of. Yeah, that's fair. I think it has its uses, but I kind of agree. I think it's not as good. So I think Branch Bender is probably going to be the way to go here as far as testing. Let's hit up Goat Bots. I should have some credits, so... see if we can hit something. Yes and no, because again, you're going more aggro, so you want to be hitting hard. You want to be hitting like super hard, and Timberwatch kind of lets you hit hard like that. Can you tell what set I was looking up at one point? Using some of those minor things. Okay. So the question is, do we even want 4? Opponent was on like Cawblade. Didn't look like they had Seeker. At least they didn't hit Seeker, but they may have been playing it. But we did get Branch Benders, so let's try those. I say we go down a Crusher. Okay, here's what I think. I feel like I should definitely move a Crusher to the sideboard, take out a Moment's Peace. Yeah, I know Holy Light isn't really played right now, and that's kind of weird, but it is something that I still think about, and I, keep my eyes open for. Is Holy Light double white? I thought it was 1 and 2 what, or 1 and 2 colorless. Do I have one? I don't have one. I did have it, but yeah, I thought, yeah, Holy Light is 1 white. That's what I thought. So got 1 branch bender there. Let's go down to Visionary, go down to Huntmaster, and go up to 3 branch benders. And then let's see where that puts the curve. To display pile view. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so this definitely kind of helps the curve a bit. Yeah, I like how this list kind of looks. So I'm gonna take a really quick break. I'm running to the restroom. As soon as I get back, we'll test this list out and see how this list looks. I'm kind of curious to see how this is gonna play. I'll be back in just 1 minute. Alright. So let's give this a shot and see how this does. Hey, thanks for the follow, Joseph Moon. Alright. So let's fix this deck. Was Holy Light from the Dark? I kind of thought that card was from, like, Fallen Empires. I want to look. So, no lands. Oh, this hand is rough. Let's mull a 4th land to the bottom, happily. Huh, Holy Light was from the Dark. This shit feels so rough. Wow, okay. In we go. Raise the alarm. Sure thing. feel like I've got enough mana here I can survive. What the fuck? Yeah, I've got a modern league I have to finish. So I'm gonna finish it probably once I get off the stream. But them having standard bearer here, and fuck that. I gotta remind them. I gotta ask them about that once they're done here. Because having standard bearer in the main deck feels really weird. Oh. Branch Bender is a bad Timberwatch elf, you say? Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I've got to ask Polt if they did it because they knew what I was on, or if they did it because... yeah. Still, Branch Bender definitely helps more here than Timberwatch. It almost makes me wonder if I shouldn't even... I put 3 Branch Benders in, but it almost makes me wonder if I should put, like, the 4th one into, like, the sideboard or something. If I'm expecting Standard Bearer, for example, then it becomes better than Timberwatch Elf. So what's the play? Do I just attack out? No. I still just attack the 2. We got an Emerge Unscathed coming. I can feel it. Real question is, where is it going? Whoa! Branch Bender is super tech, actually. Branch Bender seems okay for that Blitz and Inside Out tech. It's true, I didn't think about that. About the Standard Bearer going green. But I think Scattershot Archer coming in seems okay. Going down to Timberwatch Elves. Down to Visionary, I think. I kind of want to bring Longbow in, but not as much. Not in any of these builds. I don't like Land Grant. I really don't. I've tested it before in other builds. I don't like the card. I think I want a priest here. That's true. I didn't even think about, like, increasing Lead's odds, as you put it. No. We'll just get those. Because the problem with Land Grant is just how much it just gives your opponent the information. But I'm thinking, but that does make some sense, though. Like, it is worth testing. Do I still have my Land Grants on here? I may have shipped them. Yeah, I shipped them. So I don't have them on here right now, but I might have to look into them. I do think Branchbender is super good, though. Like, I honestly kind of feel like Branchbender changes how I feel about the stack. Triple Timberwatch Elves is rough stuff. In they come. Would have been okay. I definitely don't like how that plays, though. Yeah, apparently not. Definitely, it seems a little light on the removal to deal with a lot of it. I do think Land Grant is interesting. I don't have any ticks up right now to take care of it and try it. I'm actually gonna ship around some stuff later. Like, I'm actually going to temporarily sell my affinity list, probably, and I'm going to try some Legacy on stream tomorrow. I want to do some, a couple of different decks. I want to do Maverick, obviously. I'm a Maverick girl. I've got to stream my list at some point. And I also want to do High Tide. I'm probably going to lose some of my stuff. Like, I'm going to end up losing out on some value, but it'll be worth it to play, have some fun. Do want me some High Tide. I have not played it since Miracles went out of fashion, so I would absolutely love to play that deck again. I'd have to look at more recent lists. I don't know what Feline Longmore's been doing with it lately. Obviously, I know like Sensei's Top popped up at one point for a little bit, but that's about all I know. And I'm going to do it as like a belated birthday stream type thing. I'm not going to have any crazy things, but no, I wasn't playing Top version, but Top does seem pretty interesting for it. So, well, I can't do Top now. Duh. Either way, I'll definitely have to test it out, and we'll have some fun with that. I don't know what the meta looks like right now. I've played a little bit of it since those days, but really I haven't played much Legacy in the last couple of years. And one of the reasons I didn't really get into it as much online is because, like, the entry is just so high, and it's so tough. Yeah, actually I was playing Candlesticks. I was playing, well, obviously I would get them online because they're not anywhere near as expensive as they are offline. But online, but offline, I did own 2 Candlesticks, and I played them for a while until I realized that I was never playing the deck because Miracles was just too rampant. So let's try this again one more time, and then what I'll do is I'm going to just do a regular league, maybe. Maybe not. It is getting kind of late. We have been testing this a lot. So, but I think we're definitely getting some interesting ideas going on here. These are kind of the things that I want to be putting out there and experimenting with to show how these decks might play. And again, the one version definitely seems more standard. It seems like standard Elves. You're basically just running, you're swapping out a few things and running some Lead the Stampedes in the mix, and that's basically it. And I like them. I like the split. 3 melodies and 2 Lead the Stampede does feel right. But I actually, the more we're kind of playing with this, the mono green version here, it definitely seems like I'm liking it more. The more it's getting fleshed out, and I really think there's going to be just a couple different builds for Elves from here. I think Elves is going to branch out a little bit, so to speak. We're going to have the same thing, or we're going to try something a little different this time, Colt. Hand seems good. But I know tomorrow night I'm planning on going to play some Paper Pauper, so I don't know if I'll be able to really get on to do as much of the streaming as I really want to, just because of just because of the downtime, but we'll see how that goes. First lore, and So, Vanguard, well, yeah. Vanguard, Well-Wisher, Lead the Stampede. I think is what I should do here. Yeah, sure. No. Oh, why did I just do that? I like super wasted a Kieran Ranger activation. Like I was totally thinking something different. Like super one track. Having a hard time with my brain, apparently. A standard bearer is super duper okay. Alright, so there we go. That's the one I can attack with. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So same thing, kind of anticipate the prismatic strands here. I brought in the scatter shots last time, but I'm not sure if I really want them. And bring in longbow, I guess. Visionary. No, you want Timber Watch. I think I actually want Longbow. Do I? Yeah, I do, because I want to deal with Standard Bearer. Probably take a Crusher here, too. Miss Standard Bearer. Standard Bearer is a girl. Having Well-Wisher seems pretty decent. Puh! Double Metal Sentinel and Birchlore Rangers. I didn't even notice the one Birchlore Rangers and Sentinel. That seems a little good. Oh, how do I want to do this? I'm not going to go all in just yet. Because I want to be able to go Huntmaster. But I will go Well-Wisher if nothing else. Okay. Fuck. So, now they're playing the Holy Light. Okay. I can't cast the Lead the Stampede. No! Yeah, I might as well attack. Probably dead. Oh, man. Guardian, too? Oh, that sucks. I think I have to lead here and try and get Burst Lord Rangers for next turn. But I may not even have that much time. I'm pretty sure I'm just dead. I'm gonna go Timberwatch, but I'm like 90% sure I'm just dead. Oh yeah, huh. Didn't even think about that. Oh well. Yeah. So I'm curious to see what I would have drawn, what would have happened. What kind of Vanguard? Yeah, it wouldn't have made a difference. Okay, so 100% Spider Silk comes in. I feel like I should just take out the Visionaries. And bring the Longbow back in. Okay. Bad hands are bad. So all I could do is Birchlord Rangers, and that's it. Doesn't really do a lot for me. This is also not quite so good, but it might be better depending on what I see on the scry. So I think I can try it. Vanguard, you're going to the bottom. Sorry, dude. Kieran Ranger would be absolute A+, the best here. I'll take another Birch Lore Rangers, though. Don't wholly let me, bro. And we got there. Vanguard. Mystic. Spider Silk Armor. Let's do it. Okay. So I just pass it. And there's a raise the alarm. You go pop, 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 pop. I know who's dying first. Can I hit him or what? Like, holy shit. It's fine. I'm gonna do this just a little different this time. I'm gonna go 1 and 1. Alright. Wait for Polt to get back in here. Get back in here, dude. Yeah, I think it's just, again, though, I think that's against Elves in particular. Like, I think if you were to test it against other decks, I think it'd still perform pretty decently, but I mean, there's always decks that, like, just like, Stompy usually kind of auto-folds to Elves. Like, I mean, good decks can just lose to these kind of things, so, I think it just happens to be one of Seeker's worst matchups, honestly, so, but it seems really cool. Seems like a really cool deck, though. So, obviously, I mostly just tested against Seeker, but I at least wanted to kind of show off how I think these decks are going to play. I don't know which one I like more. I think I really won't be able to get a real feel for that until I end up like playing against some other decks in the meta. Like, let's say I went and played against Affinity or something like that. Obviously, mono black. You know, I want to play against a bunch of that kind of stuff, see what I can do. Yeah, Polt, I think you misunderstood what was being said there. Boggles doesn't want Emerge, but having Emerge against Boggles seems good. Yeah, Branchbender seems really interesting. I think both decks are going to have a place, but I think they're going to be very different. I think you're going to have the one build that's going to play Distant Melody, which is still going to be very much like the original one. I think you're going to have a mono green one. Obviously, we've been kind of seeing this. Branchbender seems like extremely good. Did not get to play Crusher at all, but I think Crusher is going to have a place here. But it's definitely going to be harder to go with. But I think the list is good. I think we've really settled on something pretty decent here. And I want to be able to see how they actually play out once you actually get into the real meta. We've already seen Ixalan, from what I understand. I think there's a couple cards people were looking at, but for the most part, I think there's not going to be as much going on with that set. So I think if I were to test, like, against, just say, hey, I'm testing with Iconic Masters cards, I think it would pretty much still look roughly what's going to go on here. The other trick too with Branch Bender that people are you're gonna see people screw up with is they're gonna play a forest and not realize which one is summoning sick. So you're gonna see people playing multiples of them and activating the wrong one. I mean, you see that already sometimes with say Affinity and Modern, where people activate like Inkmoth Nexus and Blinkmoth Nexus and accidentally activate the wrong ones. So you're going to see that happen a bit, but I think this is pretty much going to be how it looks. And I guess I could see playing against it feeling very similar, because I mean a lot of the core cards are the same. The thing is though, it's more focused on the aggro aspect as opposed to the other aspects that like the other Elves deck usually plays, where you're comboing off and chaining distant melodies and everything else. But this one, maybe not playing against it, actually playing the list, it just feels different. I don't know how to describe it. It feels kind of different. So that's how things look. I know I haven't been uploading stuff to YouTube very much lately. That's something I need to fix. But I'm going to definitely upload this. And I know you guys probably kind of follow this stuff anyway. I know there's like the Discord and whatnot. Got the Twitter link down below. That's got the yeah, that's where I post up that I'm doing all my streams. The Discord itself has a link down below. All kinds of other stuff. What, Renegade Freighter? Yeah, I guess I can see that. But where do you fit it? You know? That's fair. Elvish Herder was another thing. Because Elvish Herder just gives like multiple creatures trample. But so does Wildheart Invoker. There's all kinds of things I was looking at. Path Cutter. It seems expensive, but it's good sideboard material if you're like looking at other like Elves against Elves. I don't think Train is that hard to remove. I don't have any out here, do I? Yeah. I mean, Freighter's not that hard. Oh, yeah, it is a thing, isn't it? But I definitely wouldn't call Freighter hard to remove. I mean, there's not only would your opponent maybe consider bringing Artifact Hate. Yeah, but there's not as many sorcery speed removals. I mean, what, you have Flame Slash? What else am I thinking? Like, Journey to Nowhere? Most of the stuff I could think of is pretty... not sorcery speed. Chain Lightning is, but I need to work on my mono red list. Like a lot of these lists I have to work on. Like I haven't touched mono red in forever. Senior Flicker. Like, Doomblade is instant, Echoing Decay is instant, Disfigure is instant. Not that you're gonna kill a train with Disfigure, but... or Echoing Decay for that matter. It does avoid edicts, but yeah. Yeah, that's usually is kind of just how Elves is, though. I mean, Elves gets hit by hate cards. People bring in the hate cards for it, and I just accidentally did the whole thing. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with everything. I think we've got some good ideas kind of flowing for what we're doing here. As far as like this goes, like Elvish Branch Bender is definitely like MVP on the mono green version. I'm not gonna lie, like having like played it here a little bit almost makes me want to play like 1 or 2 at least in like my normal lists. It's a really good fucking card. For a lot of reasons, it's 2/2 also, so it deals with things more. Like if you were to go down, like especially since we cut down on Distant Melody, like if you cut down 1 Huntmaster and brought in Branch Bender, maybe cut up 1 other thing, I don't know. Spider Silk, since you've got the leads in the main deck, and you're still running 2 Spider Silks on the side, I mean, it actually seems like a pretty good option. I'm gonna try that. I'm even gonna just try that in my normal list, actually. I'm gonna see how that plays. I'm curious. That card is really good. So, I think there we go. I think we've got some builds going, and we'll see how they play in the coming months. I'm definitely gonna test this card in my regular Elves build, but I'm not gonna do that tonight because I got some other stuff I've got to do before this downtime. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking it out, and thanks for helping me out with putting this list together. It's definitely, like I said, this has definitely seemed like it came together pretty well with some of the interesting tech ideas, like with everything. And hope to catch you guys around. Like I said, I'll try and be back tomorrow afternoon and maybe get some Legacy going. We'll see. Until then, guys, I'll catch you later.